And hello everybody, how's it going? Wind's blowing across me. I hope you guys can hear me over the wind. It's not that bad. So this is my end of week video, and Edie wanted to know about pets and cannabis and or hemp. And that's the rub. You have to know the difference. You gotta remember the difference. I've told you. Cannabis slash marijuana is one plant. Hemp is a sister plant. Okay, hemp is in the cannabis sativa genus, whereas marijuana and cannabis are in the cannabis indica genus. Okay, a very important thing to know. See, because all vertebrates, including fish and reptiles, I've got it in there. Birds, fish, reptiles, and humans, dogs, cats, anything, almost anything, sea squirts, nematodes, miniature little tiny microscopic things have an endocannabinoid system, which means they require cannabinoids for their health. We've grown symbiotically with these plants over the millennia and generations since the first animal crawled up on land and breathed air and spoke. Marijuana, cannabis, hemp has been there because we're symbiotically tied to these two plants by our endocannabinoid system. Now, our cats and dogs also have ECS, but it doesn't. Okay, back in the day when I was in the service, we used to go over to somebody's house to have bongathons. Everybody, fill up the party bowl with the buds, and you just grab buds and stuff it in the bong and smoke it up. Well, this guy was getting his cat high. And he said, wow, isn't that cool to see the cat going all over it and falling down because it can't do anything? No, that pissed me off. Cannabis is not for your pets. Not the smoke, not the smoking cannabis THC content. You do not want that for your pets, because they can get THC toxicity, whereas humans it takes 1,500 pounds in 15 minutes for us to be toxic. It's very, very low doses for animals. Don't dose animals with cannabis slash marijuana. You dose them with hemp-derived CBD from the cannabis sativa line, okay? And I found one good website in there that talks all about it. But there was this one lady that stood out, Wendy something, I forgot her name, but her dog's name is Kali, Kali. I always remember people by their pets sometimes, if I can't remember their full names. But I was just reading about her. She was getting ready to put her dog down at 15 years old. He did not want to go out. He didn't want to get up. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to be touched. He'd huddle up on his bed and he'd just lick his paws. Because that's one of the pain symptoms. That and pressing up against a wall is when dogs and cats hurt. That's their way of showing that they're in pain. Well, this lady had a local dispensary who had hemp-derived CBD treats for dogs. Starting with the first treat, she started to see positive improvements. With the first treat, it was his eyes. She saw life come back to her dog after giving it a CBD treat. By a fourth treat, the dog was up and moving and walking and wanting to go outside, and wanted to be petted and everything, and wanted to be touched. Don't tell me that hemp and cannabis both, don't tell me they don't heal. That's proof right there. And man's best friend. The majority of people out there I know that have dogs and cats, listen up. Don't blow smoke at them. Get them cannabidiol from hemp. CBD Hemp Saved Me on Facebook. Tracy Morgan Gibson and hempsavedme.com. They have a salmon-flavored hemp oil for pets specifically, okay? It's, it's this lower concentration than what humans get. But remember what I've told you about CBD. CBD attaches to the cannabinoid receptors, the CB2 receptors, most especially, that are all over your immune system, everywhere. And they're there for a purpose. Okay, I keep reiterating this, and I keep tagging the president, so if you're listening, Mr. President, this is it. We have the ECS. We're made to use these plants. And they make a positive impact on our health. Yes, emphysema from smoking cigarettes, but I still can't quit all. But I don't smoke as much as I used to. 2, almost 3 packs a day. And I used to run. So think about that. I used to run with COPD and chronic bronchitis. And who knows, I could have had emphysema for years. This is the first time I've had a lower lung CT. So, I might be healing it with the cannabis. I've already told you I came up Hep C negative. I came up negative for all hepatitis. So, we don't know if it was a proof positive or not, because from the time I got the first diagnosis that I was a Hep C carrier, and I'd be in 2 months. It took 2 months before I was able to get there for a new blood draw, because Debbie was sick and everything, and she had to catch up on work, and it's hard for her to come home, pick me up, and get to the doctor's office, and he's only open late 1 night a week. So if Debbie has to work late on a Monday, I can't get there. So, in fact, I get there so late that the phlebotomist doesn't do the job. The doctor's assistant does the job on me. And she's finally learned. I've taught her how to stick me properly. She wasn't doing good for the first few times. She was like hunting. I had to throw it away and get a new needle and hunt. And I keep telling her, go for the subcubital. Don't go for these little tiny veins over here. Go for the subcu right there. I said, go in this way, and it'll pop right in. Trust me. She finally got it right with the 4th draw. But that was the last draw that said, I have no hepatitis in my body. Well, I'm thinking that if I did have any hepatitis, that 2 months of intense hemp oil and Rick Simpson oil and smoking more and more buds did the trick and killed the hepatitis. I have no hepatitis anywhere in my body. I've cured myself of COPD, chronic bronchitis. I'm working on the emphysema because I just found out about it. I've kicked hepatitis' ass. Everything's coming up roses, okay? And why? Medical marijuana and CBD from hemp. They go together. And we're going to go inside and we're going to talk about how they work for our pets. Okay? I'll see you inside. And we're back. Hi. I love these new Galaxy S8s. The S8 they're super sleek and everything. Get back to where I was. Where did that come from? Okay. I gotta find this website all over again now. It disappeared. Okay. Sonny, don't start now. Every time I try to shoot a video, he starts meowing. Yes, I know. I gave you a scritch already. Go away. Still working on coffee. I am still in pain. 5-6 level, though. Took an extra morphine already this morning, so I'm in shape for this video. Discs out in my neck, middle back, and lumbar, all up and down my spine. So, anyway, I found this page that says cannabis for your dogs. Right there, Julia, it says by Julia, hemp for dogs by Julia. It doesn't even give her last name. But she corrects herself. She says, this is the way it goes. It says, cannabis for your dog, how it can help. Cannabis, okay? I just said cannabis is not hemp. And she changes it here. She says it's a popular medicinal herb you can give your dog these days, and it's called cannabis. It's not, it's hemp. Dog owners are using it to help their pets with a wide range of ailments, from anxiety to arthritis to cancer. And it says, are dogs going to pot? Not exactly. The cannabis dogs are taking is hemp, not marijuana. So she's not really got the thing. She doesn't know the science that I've already gotten and told you all about. Somebody's following me. So it says, for a long time, hemp was illegal in the U.S. and other countries because it got lumped in with other forms of cannabis. And today you can buy hemp seed products in your local grocery store. And not just soaps and lotions, but protein powders and drinks, like hemp seed milk even. But the hemp that has the therapeutic benefits for your dog isn't the kind lining the supermarket shelves. We're talking about whole herb cannabis. Now, what's the difference between marijuana and hemp? So I said cannabis sativa, and marijuana comes the other family of the cannabis indica. And the cannabis plant has 60 chemicals called cannabinoids, the two main types of which are CBD and THC. CBD is a therapeutic cannabinoid, while THC is a cannabinoid that makes you high. Marijuana's THC content is usually between 10 and 15 and 20% and up now. But hemp must have a THC of 0.3% or less. At this level, cannabis has no intoxicating effect for people or dogs or animals. Now, hemp is higher in CBD, which is the substance that provides the therapeutic effects for everybody and everything, all vertebrate life. Okay, so the plant contains a number of different chemicals, including CBD. These are phytocannabinoids, terpenoids, and flavonoids. Humans and other mammals have specific receptor sites, primarily in the brain, central nervous system, peripheral organs, and especially in the immune cells. And they make up what's called the endocannabinoid system. Studies have shown that many cannabinoids have anti-inflammatory effects, can help with pain, tumors, seizures, muscle spasms, skin conditions, appetite stimulation, aggression, anxiety, and neurological disorders. It says here we have a complete nutritional supplement for your dog that contains all the good stuff, including hulled hemp seeds and hemp seed flour. So, how can CBD hemp help your dog? Well, chronic and acute diseases. Among chronic conditions, it helps with arthritis, compromised immune system, stress responses, aggression, digestive issues. And there's also studies underway into CBD's effect on the type 1 diabetes, organ diseases, and cancer. And I know it's all going to come out to the positive, is that it's going to fix all these problems, just like it will for humans. Okay? As always, I'm hoping the president or somebody is watching this, but Mr. President, our animals have the same system in our bodies. Okay? And CBD has it changed this woman's life. Wendy Mansfield, around Fort Bragg, North Carolina, with her 15-year-old lab mix collie. Listless, licking the paws due to the pain, inactive. One dog treat from the dispensary and she started looking and moving. Life came to her eyes. It gave life back to this dog. The dog was waning and it was losing and it had a shitty quality of life and it was in pain and it was suffering. And she was ready to put it down. Okay? Like, we had to put down our 15-year-old Abyssinian because she went into renal failure. And that would have been $20,000, $30,000 that we just couldn't afford to, and that's only it was actually a 40% chance of success, 60% chance of failure. So it was just time to put her down, and we had to. And we cried for 3 days. But now we're hemping our dog and cat as much as we can. The cat doesn't seem to like the salmon flavor in his food, so he won't eat a plate that we've dosed. So we have to sneak the dosage into him somehow. But anyway, our pets are relatively healthy. Jalapeno back here. Pena! Yep, snap that head around. Hi, baby. You're a good girl. She's always sitting near Daddy when he smokes. And I think she knows that the secondhand smoke is making her feel a little bit better. And I'll, after I take my dropper of CBD, I'll run my finger down the dropper so there's a little bit on my finger, and I'll let her lick it off, and she loves it. Even the unflavored oil, she'll lick it off my finger. Anything Daddy gives her, she'll eat. So she likes the orange flavored, the cherry flavored, and even the unflavored hemp oil. And it does wonders. She was guesstimated at 7 years old, already been neutered, or fixed, or spayed, and it's been 8 years, so she's 15. You would not believe, in fact, maybe tonight I'll have Debbie shoot a video. You would not believe what she will do for a treat. She will sit there on her back legs, dancing all over the living room, and spinning around like this fast. She does a 180 and pirouettes in the air and lands back on her feet just for her treats. We give her a combo of these little chewy meaty things, and these blueberry flavored hard treats. And she loves them. But she is extremely active for 15 years old. And she doesn't gain weight. I mean, she doesn't gain an ounce. I mean, her weight can be thought of in a range of a few grams. She just doesn't, and she'll eat and eat and eat. Doesn't gain weight. She's very hyperactive. We don't know what she is. She's a Heinz 57. But I think that she knows the secondary smoke from me has been making her feel better. She used to leave when I was smoking. I'd spark up the bong and blow out a cloud, and she'd leave the room. She started staying, and I think she's feeling better from it. But I don't blow it directly into her ear. You don't do that. It's too much. It's too much for the systems. Okay, whatever you smoke, think about it. They are 1/10 or less of your size. In fact, this one guy, I almost got in a fist fight with him in his house because he was dosing his kittens, newborn kittens. Okay, these things you could fit 3 of them in one hand. And he was hotboxing them. He was blowing smoke in his hands and blowing it on these kittens. And I said, dude, you're about to piss me the hell off because that's not good for your animals. Oh, it gets us high and they love getting high too. No, they don't love getting high. You're forcing them to get high. You're no better than a pusher. And I call that animal abuse. But when it comes to the cannabinoid CBD from the hemp plant, our pets can benefit. And it's a good thing. And it's proof positive that the endocannabinoid system works. That it's on the immune system cells of the humans and all other vertebrates, including our furry little 4-legged friends. Okay? Pot for Pets. CBD from hemp. really, is it for pets. So it says right here, among chronic conditions, it can help with arthritis, compromised immune, stress, aggression, and I already said that, didn't I? Veterinarians are also finding CBD hemp can be useful in treating acute ailments like sprains, strains, torn ligaments, bone breaks, and even during post-op care to reduce swelling, pain, and stiffness. Now, there's still a lot of dentists who are on the anti-weed Nazi side, and they won't look at even the Journal of American Veterinary Medicine. JAVMA, Journal of American Veterinary Medicine, yeah, association, whatever. But they say hemp is great. But some vets think it's like I said, trying to get your pet high. You're not. You're trying to heal your pet. Because do it yourself. Buy hemp oil from Tracy. Trust me. You might not even know you feel ill. But go to hempsavedme.com and try just the cherry oil. That's 50 milligram. That's the lowest dose that she has in drops. One dropper under your tongue once a day, and you will feel better. It might take a few days, but one day you'll wake up and go, I feel better than usual. And as the president, I know that the president's job, okay, see, Congress only comes into session 2 or 3 times a year, and they don't work full time. They don't work like we do. Okay? They're not held to a 40-hour week. They come in session, they ratify a bunch of bills, and then to try to justify their $300,000+ a year salaries, and then they leave. Okay? And there's like nobody left in Congress. Everybody's gone home. Okay? The president's job is 24/7, 365. He's got to be there when the Supreme Court, Congress, and the Senate aren't there. His job, your job, Mr. President, is to be America's leader, and in all those capacities at once. So, Mr. President, I'm betting you try these products. Try the hemp oil legally. Legal through the mail to you in Washington. Try this hemp oil. You will feel better. And I know what a president's schedule is like. It's very hectic. It's planned out in advance for the president, and sometimes it wears a person out. So, Mr. President, instead of being worn out, do this experiment. Try hemp oil and see if it doesn't make you feel better. It will. You might not know there's anything wrong in your body. You might not know. But all of a sudden you start feeling better. Okay? I have cured myself of COPD and chronic bronchitis. I am working on the emphysema. I'm positive it's probably been there for years, and I'm actually knocking it back. And everything else is just... Everything points to cannabis and hemp as being the miracle cure for the planet, for the human beings, for our pets, and for the earth, the air, the water. All of those, I'll look at my horoscope later, all of those, okay, I already got put off. Oh, shut up, Sonny. Everything is, I don't know, it's just, everything I take has made an improvement on my life. Okay? When I got the diagnosis for the hemp for the Hep C and emphysema at the same time. I increased my marijuana intake. Shut up and get in your box. I increased my CBD, my cannabis intake, and I added the full spectrum 900 milligram hemp oil. And I added the Rick Simpson oil. I'm on my 4th syringe now. I just opened this last night. Took my 2nd dose this morning. I dosed myself twice with that, about 4 grains of rice size. And that will keep me cancer free. And I'll bet it'll kill the emphysema too. Why? Because it attaches to the immune cells. The THC and CB1 receptors in your head accept the THC and CBDs and other cannabinoids, and they have positive effects on your brain. They give you a feeling of well-being, not psychoactivity, not a buzz, a feeling of well-being. Now, transfer that to your pets, okay? If you've got a pet, I'll bet 10 to 1 you love the hell out of your pet, sometimes more than a second cousin. You know, everybody's got the little black sheep in the family, and you prefer your little corgi dog to it. Okay? However it is, your animal can benefit from hemp, just as your body can. So, CBD for pets. It's a multi-million-dollar market. Hemp alone is a multi-trillion-dollar crop, and we need to start utilizing it. Okay? We need to get back to farming hemp. We need to free ourselves from OPEC dependence on oil and just grow these plants that have 1 acre has 3 tons of high-protein hemp heart seeds. 3 tons per acre. That would feed most of a city per acre. Could all benefit from that hemp seed. Hold on a second. Okay, so anyway. So, conventional medicines have side effects. This is where the benefits of CBD come in. Because they don't have any side effects. CBD side effects are healthy. The cannabis side effects is high, happy, healthy. CBD is happy and healthy. Without knowing it, without ever feeling a buzz, without ever getting any psychoactivity. I don't get high from my hemp oil, but I take it. And I have to smoke extra weed because it kills the high, and the high is what works on my pain. So I'm walking a balance of my high doses of CBD. I let it wear off a little bit, and then I smoke my high THC buds and vapes and everything. Very good. Smooth. So, so even if your dog's taking conventional drugs for any of the conditions that I mentioned, CBD hemp may make it possible to use lower doses of the drugs to achieve the therapeutic effects. And since conventional medicines do have side effects, this is a useful benefit of CBD. Okay? No side effects. Except for happy and healthy. Those aren't even really side effects. Those are benefits. There are no side effects. As with any herbal medicine, for most ailments, you might not see an immediate effect. You have to be patient. And I think I told you that when I first met Tracy, I believed in her products. I said, you can advertise on all of my pages, even my home wall, because I believe in her products. Well, I was then I entered a raffle. In fact, I've won 3 raffles, a purchase raffle and 2 free sample raffles. Well, the free samples I got and tried, but because of the range of symptoms and disorders I have, the little sample packet wasn't enough. Now, when I had the Hep C scare come up with the emphysema over 2 months ago, I started with the 900 milligram full spectrum unflavored hemp oil. Just what Debbie's friend back east is using for her cancer. Plus, I can go to the dispensary and get the Rick Simpson oil. This is a hybrid variety and it's made of cannabis, so it's got some psychoactivity to it. But you can use this as a topical. That's how Rick Simpson originally used it, was a topical on a tumor on his arm. Cured. No side effects. What's the problem, Mr. President? The problem is that you have appointed a person as a drug czar. And it's totally wrong. The Justice Department needs to work on illegal activities, okay? I take a lot of morphine daily. I have to. I have no recourse. I have no other choice. I have been told by top doctors in Arizona for the sports teams, said, do not let anybody cut you open. All they'll do is mess you up and make you a cripple. Okay? That's why I have learned to suffer. And like last year, I went through a 7 to 8 month long flare of every day, 7 to 10 pain every day, never below a 7. I went to bed in pain, drugged out. I woke up in pain and started taking my drugs and smoking my weed. Hemp oil has improved that, and I'm smoking less weed, especially now that I know I don't have Hep C. And I know emphysema is one of the diseases in my notes that marijuana cures via smoking. Now, so it said, you need to be patient. Your dog might feel some pain relief in a few hours, but other symptoms like inflammation may take a few days to show improvement. Now, in safety. First of all, because of the low THC, it won't make your dog high. The most common side effect of CBD is that your dog may get a little drowsy, but this is letting your body heal. Your body shuts down and you get sleepy. Why? Because your metabolism needs you to relax so it can focus on healing the body. And that's a good thing. If CBD makes you drowsy, you need to be drowsy. You need that sleep. You need that rest, because that rest is allowing the CBD to work fully on your endocannabinoid system and your immune system. On rare occasions, side effects have included excessive itchiness or mild vomiting, but these sensitivities are few and far between. If your dog reacts, you should stop giving him. Now, if your dog gets into your marijuana, this article's not about it, but this is important. With the legalization of it, poison control centers are hearing more and more about pets getting into their owner's marijuana stash. And it may be hard to tell if your dog has the munchies. It says, isn't it a permanent condition in dogs? But other side effects of marijuana can be quite severe, including lethargy, dilated pupils, drooling, off balance, muscle twitching, vomiting, involuntary urination, and even unconsciousness. If this happens to your dog, take him to a vet immediately. He will need palliative support until the effects wear off. Here's a case example. Australian holistic veterinarian Dr. Edward Bassingthwaite says yes. He's been amazed at the success he's had treating some dogs with cannabis. Here's a couple of cases he told us about. One is a senior staffy who had a fast-growing tumor about 6 centimeters in diameter in her mammary gland. Chest x-ray showed there might be metastasis. Bassingthwaite retreated with CBD oil and some other herbal medicines. The tumor shrank away to nothing over 3 months, and she's still strong 6 months later with no recurrence. She'd had multiple tumors surgically removed over the years, but it was the CBD oil that really stopped it. Another case is little old Jack Russell with a severe heart murmur and painful arthritis. He received a whole plant containing CBD, and in this case also some THC, diluted in 10 milliliters of cold-pressed hemp seed oil. After a month of this medicine, he was much happier and more active, wanting to go for long walks, and his heart murmur was less severe. And Bassingthwaite said, "I simply can't explain the improved heart murmur. They normally don't get better." Your heart has immune system cells. Thus, cannabinoids help what? The heart, boys and girls. Bassingthwaite suggests working with your holistic vet if you think cannabis would help your dog. It is powerful medicine, so at least let your vet know what you're doing. Now, where to buy CBD hemp for your dog? So the safest way to use CBD for your dog is to use a product that's formulated for pets. There's several companies producing it for dogs, and some of these are in oil or tincture, while others actually make treats. So that's that. There's all kinds of other websites here I can get into. Let me look back over my notes here. See what I wrote out this morning. Now, after this video, while this video is uploading, I'm going to share a poem, strain of the day, and then I got some studying to do. Now, Cannapet, C-A-N-N-A hyphen pet. That is a brand name. Where they're available, I don't know. That's what you do. You email them. There's probably customer support at cannabetpet.com. I don't know. But in my last video, I put the ecological benefits of hemp. The ability to leach radioactivity out of the soil, preventing mudslides and erosion control. 4 months or 120 days, so you can get 3 crops a year. And it's 20 years for the soonest that you can cut a tree down. But 3 crops a year is equal to 12 acres of trees. Think about that, Mr. President and everybody. 3 acres of hemp, 1 acre of hemp, 3 crops in 1 year is equal to 12 acres of trees that take decades to centuries to grow back. So, hemp is rarely, if ever, affected by pests. Now, a diet of hemp seeds can sustain all dietary needs of a person, no matter what other unhealthy food is consumed. In other words, if you take things like stevia and these modified genetics, take hemp seeds too. Those work against those environmental conditions. Think about it. You want to prevent lung cancer from smog and pollution. Take hemp oil. You will not come out dirty on a pee test because it's not THC. Nobody has to know you're on it. And even if they do, you tell them it's available, show them the website. Tell them that they should try it. Say, I've noticed you dragging in here really tired. I don't know if it's a hangover or if you're tired, but the hemp oil will help you. I'll bet hemp oil will help with a hangover. I can't try that because I don't drink. I cannot drink. So, all benefits derived from hemp oils and sundry applies equally to our pets, dogs and cats alike. At first, you want to test them with a small amount of hemp oil, and if there's no negative effects, then you can dose your pet with ready-made for pet hemp oils and treats. Now, this is cancer prevention and more. Now, remember that all vertebrates, anything with a spine, have the ECS and CB1 and THC receptors, just like us. They just can't take as much activated THC as we do. Now, the raw leaves of cannabis will be beneficial because you can't release the THC. And it's a vegetable. If you mix it in with your dog's food, that'll be great. But as far as the CB2 receptors, those are all over the immune system of all animals. And if you want to try human oil, guesstimate their weight and size and how much you take as to how much they can handle. In fact, like I said, it's just a few drops on your finger. And my dog eats it. She likes it. But you just there's no contraindications about what you eat with hemp. In fact, it says if you eat unhealthy food, it offsets those. So if you eat all healthy food with hemp seeds, like my smoothie last night was, I always start out with a banana, frozen fruit, some fresh pineapple I just cut up. It's nutritional yeast. It's yellow, flaky, powdery stuff. So I get nutritional yeast, a teaspoon of sunflower seeds, and heaping tablespoon of hemp hearts, yogurt, orange juice, almond milk, and coconut oil. Not cooking coconut oil. We have some, it's clear, it looks like water. It's really good for cooking. But it's a thick, pasty coconut oil. And that's my smoothie. Protein. High protein with the hemp seeds and the sunflower seeds. The yogurt's got, milk proteins. And everything is just hunky-dory. My body is feeling better. I do have to maintain my smoker lifestyle. Not a stoner. I'm a patient. I've been talking about this stuff, the Relief Cream. 2 months. 2 months. I don't have the stick around here anymore. I'm finally almost to the bottom of it. You can see there? I can just get down to the bottom of it. I'll have to put on some of that later, but it gets sticky all over my hands because it's got beeswax paste. But I used to have alligator skin. Well, here's still some of it, right? See that skin? The way it looks crinkly? That's alligator skin. That stuff's been fixing it. Seriously. I have a headache. I rub that up on my temples. I'm always laying on my right ear. So the pressure sometimes on my right ear hurts the cartilage right here. Well, I take that stuff about an hour before bedtime and I rub it in and around, just so it gets in right where the cartilage is. And when I lay down, I don't feel it. Everything's great. Where I sleep, I'll check rate my sleep. This thing is great. I rate my sleep by when did I go to bed. That's about right. But what else have I got here? This is awesome. Hello Bixby. Right here. I can check my heart rate. Or I can go here. And you see where it says all that stuff, measure all that stuff. Specific oxygen, everything. I can hit measure stress. And I put my finger on that right there. Now it just says stay still and quiet. And it takes my heart rate, specific oxygen, and stress level. There we go. 0%, 9, 10, 13, 15, 17. Takes a few minutes. But I'm at 101 beats per minute with 94% specific oxygen. And we're at 60, 70%. 78. And it's coming up. Finalizing. Ding! There. You can see where my heart rate, my stress level is. And right here I put tired. And it's got everything. It's got my BP. I have to take my blood pressure separately, but I can put that in here too. I just manually input it right here. And I've got everything else. I don't have running because I don't run. But I do have steps. It knows how many steps I take, and it's usually 10 steps. 5 out there, 5 back in. But that's Bixby. I like it. It's a very good app. So, where was I? We're at 47 minutes. Okay. CBD from hemp for pets has found that the cannabinoids bind to and remains in situ longer than humans, allowing fewer and farther between doses. In other words, when your dogs get this, okay, when you give your dog hemp oil, where you treat yourself every day, twice a day, with hemp oil, the dog only needs to be treated once a day, 3 to 4 days a week. Because the CBD takes longer to metabolize from their system. Meaning it stays on their immune system longer and it heals them quicker. And that probably goes right along with the 9 lives, okay? The 7 years to 1 year, okay? Every one of our years is like 7 years to our dog. So, you know, Pena back here. Pena. No, nothing. But at 15 times 7, we've got what? 35 and 7, 105 years old. Am I right with that? 105, yeah. 105 years old. That's an old lady. And she's wild, I swear. I'll shoot a video for her of making Debbie giving her treats, or maybe me giving her treats. But you won't believe this dog. 15 or more years old. She could be close to 20. We don't know. She acts like a puppy. Now, when we got her, she was already 7, was not housebroken. We have to kennel her in the house. She won't sit in the kennel. But if me and Debbie leave and come back 10 minutes later, she will have shit in 2 or 3 spots around the house and maybe peed in 2 spots. Because she wants to go for an RIDE with MOMMY and DADDY. We don't talk about that, and we don't jangle the KEYS. Because then she wants to go. Okay, she even feels when we're getting to go. You know, like Saturday I ran out of cigarettes, so Deb's like, oh, we gotta run down to the store. And she comes out of the bedroom and she goes, how in the hell does this dog know that when I put on my bra, it means we're going for an RIDE? And she does. She came out all bouncy and happy. And I says, well, okay, since it's for my cigarettes, I got the cash. I says, I'll put her on my lap and we'll go for a ride in the truck. Because we don't put her in the car. It's a lease. And you know, you want your lease to be as immaculate as possible. So I don't even vape in it. But anyway, so we take the truck. She knows that word too. And we go down to the store. And she loves it. Because going down to the store is only 45 miles an hour on our main road. And so she can hang out the window and sniff her heart's content. She loves it. But she's not even taking all the doses of hemp that she could be. But what I do give her, I've found out, stays longer. So that's a very good thing to remember. That when you dose your pets with CBD, you don't dose them as often. Now let's see. Research has shown cannabinoid receptors exist within birds, mammals, reptiles, and fish. Too many vets remain hostile to scripting it, mostly due to the refusal to see the evidence. And all they look at is the negative stereotypes that makes the vet think that if you want marijuana for your pet, you're just a zombied out hippie trying to get your pet stoned. When nothing could be further from the truth. Google question: what does CBD do to you? It heals. It kills your high from the THC, and it heals your body from within on the CB1 and CB2 receptors all over your body, everywhere. Okay, a 1% CBD content strain of weed is awesome. 1 point or more of CBD is high, and that's what you want. So, that's it, nothing more. It heals. Proof positive that cannabinoids, especially CBD, work wonders on the ECS, and the patient subject never feels anything except for later. After a few days to weeks, depending on the injury, the subject just feels better. And what the hell is wrong with that, Mr. President? What's wrong with that? And Mr. Sessions, what's the Surgeon General on this? The Surgeon General should be weighing in on cannabis and hemp for everybody, humans and pets alike. I mean, this country alone is a multi-billion-dollar industry in just pet clothes and fancy leather with metal stud, make your dog look like a heavy metal dog and shit. The hemp CBD treats industry will make your pets feel better. The CBD from hemp for your body will make you feel better. Period. I was talking about Wendy. It says right here, the American Veterinary Medical Association, AVMA, says CBD is useful for treating many canine and feline, just about anything with an ECS that benefits from CBD. Getting your pets high is bad and dangerous. If you think about it, how would you like someone to drug you for friggin' kicks? That makes you an asshole in my book. So that's it. Our pets can take CBD. They need less and less frequency because their body holds on to it longer. Okay? Because their systems are just like ours, but even better because they know, their bodies know to hold on to the CBDs because that's the only way they get them. They can't smoke weed like we do. We can't take the capsules like we do. They have to have their own special dosing. So remember that for your pets. Do not blow smoke in your pet's ears. I will hate you. I loathe that. It's cruel. Okay? That's like date raping. Okay? It's like dropping GHB in somebody's glass. You're no better off than that. I do not like people that abuse animals. Animals, women, children. I will not stand by idle. I mean, if I see somebody smacking their wife around in the parking lot of Walmart, I don't give a shit how big he is. I'll walk up to him and say, hey, asshole, don't do that. And it wouldn't happen if we legalized weed. You'll see a drop in alcohol-related deaths. You'll see a drop in tobacco-related deaths. You'll see a drop in all addictions. And you will see a happy, healthy, hungry population eager to go to work. And that, my friends and Mr. President, equals jobs. Okay? It equals jobs for us. Click that off. It equals jobs. Hemp will make hempcrete for your wall. You need laborers to build the wall. Transportation. Construction equipment. Everything you needed for building your casinos, Mr. Trump. Or all the rest of your buildings. Think about it. Pets, humans. We all benefit from the ECS. Period. Now, I'll take counter arguments. Give me some counter arguments. Tell me that reefer madness is true, and then give me some scientific evidence that points to it. Find some scientific evidence against me that points to cannabinoids and CBD and THC to be the freaking evil shit drug that they call it. Find that for me. Prove me wrong. You can't do it. Because over the past almost 5 years, I've been studying these. I've been studying every pill I take. Morphine sulfate, Seroquel-quetiapine, Valium, amitriptyline. I have researched them. I trust them. They have a very long lifespan of safety. Opiates, yes. Even the morphine. It kills my pain. But like I've said, it never completely kills my pain to where I feel euphoria. I only get down here. With weed down there, 4 or 5. That's it. That's why I don't get high. I don't feel a buzz. I don't feel a morphine buzz, a weed buzz. Nothing. If I hold my breath for a long time, yeah, I get a little dizzy and you see the spots for a few seconds. But that's it. All the rest of the time, all I feel is pain relief. Okay? Humans deserve that right. We deserve that right here in America. Our Bill of Rights is even designed around it, because the 10th Amendment says that the states can implement medical marijuana without the federal government's permission. Okay? 10th Amendment of the Bill of Rights. That's the first 10. There's 17 more. Okay, but that was one of the most important ones. The first 10 amendments was the Bill of Rights. Because that, in 1791, they considered that to be necessarily added onto the Constitution, because of the way the Constitution is worded. Okay? Like, did you know that there was never a number specified for the Supreme Court? At one point, it was 8 people. Okay? There's no tiebreaker with 8 people. Okay? You need an uneven number. Okay? It took them decades. It took them decades to come around, and the number kept fluctuating. We've only been at 9 Supreme Court justices for the past 30, 40 years, 50 years maybe. But that's it. Okay? For over 200 years, we didn't. It was just however many happened to get appointed. And it wasn't even a lifetime job then. Now it is. They either die on the bench, or they finally get retired, too old to, and, you know, like Sandra Day O'Connor, she retired. I miss her. She was a great lady. Still is. But anyway, cannabis, cannabinoids, hemp, CBD, these things are beneficial to our pets. Even if you can get them to eat cannabis, marijuana leaves, they won't get high. The THC works on the body without the psychoactive effects, and it won't make them vomit or listless. Okay, it's a completely different action if they just eat the leaves. Same with the hemp leaves. The hemp leaves are CBD rich. It's just the prohibition of marijuana and the prohibition of growing hemp has led us to this point in time where our world is being raped. Okay? And we're laying back and we're letting it happen. Okay, tens of thousands of acres of trees daily are cut down just so we can wipe our asses. Okay? We're using up our fossil fuels that take millions of years to form. Okay? They've gotten it down to where they have to use enhanced oil recovery systems where they pump water in to bring the oil up to the level where they can get it pumped back out of the ground. And this does bad things. It just de-friggin' ridiculous. My way of saying ridiculous. De-reckless. It's just ridiculous. You can't play with people's lives and emotions by keeping a plant like cannabis and hemp prohibited. You can't. And you're doing a grave disservice to the people of your country. Okay, Mr. President, congressmen, legislatures, state senates, state governors, whoever hears this, I want this to go everywhere. I want everybody to see this. Okay? That hemp for our pets is wonderful. Hemp for our bodies is wonderful. Cannabis is a perfect adjunct with opiates therapy because it offsets the addictive factor. You don't feel the addiction to the morphine because of the weed. Doesn't kill the high, doesn't kill the buzz, it doesn't stop the pain relief. But it attenuates the symptoms of addiction and withdrawal. And you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. So, I hope Edie, I hope this answered your question about the pets. Find certified treats. You can probably find them online and maybe even get them shipped to you, since CBD is legal through the mail. Okay? Just like hempsaveme.com. You can get these things in all 50 states through the mail, no matter what your state says about CBD hemp oil. That they can't stop it because it's federal. It can federally go through the mail. Okay, so state governors, stop trying to interdict hemp oil. It's safe, non-psychoactive, non-addicting. You don't know you took it, but it'll heal your body. Without even knowing you're sick, it'll heal whatever is wrong with you, and it will make you feel better, and it will increase your quality of life. And isn't that a good thing? I think it is. So, peace out, everybody. Love, truth, and happiness. Free hemp. Start planting hemp. Utilize it for industry and medicine, and start growing cannabis for medicine, and let the patients smoke. Let us dose with medical marijuana, medical being the key word here, Mr. President, and everybody else. Free marijuana and hemp from the prison of ignorance. Thank you for your time. Please give me some feedback. I'd love to know what else I can do. Any topics, questions. I'll be happy to do the research and do a nice video like this for you. So, like I said, peace out. Have a great one. We'll see you next week.